Hello, YouTube. We are back for another upload in relation to Jeremy's Detective Comics number 33. And what are we going to do today? What we're going to do today, and it may be a little boring to some, it's not going to be super action-packed, but we are going to work on this stain right here. This is a tape stain. That is going to be the focus of this upload. Hopefully, I can get it done within one upload. Now, how are we going to tackle this? I'm going to give you a little description of what we plan on doing, because I would like to remove this. I really would. And I feel it now, and it is a little tacky, a tiny bit. That's ancient tape that was on this piece right here. And I am thinking most likely that what happened was the tape lifted off and dried out, but there still is, I can feel it with my finger. That's why it's so important, guys. I feel not to wear gloves during certain tasks when you're doing this, because you have to feel with your senses. And I can feel a slight tackiness. So what we're going to do to tackle this is, the first thing is we're going to move the wrap. And take a look. It's also on the back right here as well. You do have the stain, and we want to try to remove it on the reverse side as well as the front side. So the plan that I have in tackling this wrap and to get rid of this stain is we are going to do various methods. And the first method that we're going to do, I'm not going to do dry cleaning. When you dry clean a page this age, you run the risk of damaging the page. And the aqueous cleaning will work quite well. So we're going to use two solvents. And I'm going to mix two solvents together. These are the solvents. The solvents are Bestine and xylene, okay? They work very well together. We're going to mix them, I would say, a 50-50 mixture. And then I'll show you how we're going to do it, because we are going to soak cotton balls in the solution, and then I am going to put the cotton balls on the stain, and we're going to make a mini chamber, and I'll show you now. Let's get it set up. And then hopefully what we can do is we can break free some of that adhesive and loosen it up, and then we can go to step 2 after doing the chemical. Okay, guys, when I use solvents on the pages, I like to do it on glass, okay? Glass is my preferred surface because, number one, the glass will not get damaged by the solvents. If you do it on plastic or any type of, say, for instance, my mat that I use, the xylene will eat through the plastic. So we really don't want that. Also, you have to understand that this xylene is pretty nasty stuff. So you want to do it in a well-ventilated area, which I am not doing it. But again, I'm a cowboy. I like to do things a little wild sometimes. That's the way I do things, but I'm not going to stay in my oil burner room too long when I'm doing this. I'm going to try to get out of it. This is a little tool that we're going to use to take care of the situation when we do the chemicals. So what I want to do is I just want to take a little mason jar. Let's put it in just like that. And I'll show you. We're not going to put a lot of this chemical into the glass vessel. We're not. We're just going to put a small amount of the Bestine and the xylene, and we're going to mix it. So I opened it up right there. Ready? Boop. That's all you need. That's it. I'm not going to put much more. And then right here, I'm going to put a little of the Bestine. Boop. And you have to use the sound effects. Do you hear that? Boop, boop, boop. If you don't do that, you have an issue. We're going to mix it up just like that. We'll put it to the side. Then I'll take my wrap just like this. And then what I want to do is I want to try to stretch out the cotton ball to the size of the adhesive stain. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will take the cotton ball, we'll dip it into the solution, and look at that, it lifts it all up, it absorbs it, which is what I want. And then we will take the cotton ball and I will rest it on to the page itself. And then what I'll do is I'll cover it. We'll use this and we'll make a little chamber. Okay, matter of fact, let's use, and you see how it spread, the liquid. It's gonna happen. Let's put it just like this. And what I'll do is I'm gonna let that sit there for approximately 10 minutes or so. We're gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna use a rigid brush that I have, and we're going to try to clean the brush. And then what I will do is we will rinse that out, and then we will go to step 2 in trying to remove the adhesive that developed from the tape. So we'll be right back and stay tuned. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it has been soaking for about 10 minutes. So what I want to do is I want to take the cotton balls out. I want to take it off, and I want to put it in my vessel. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it outside. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So the next step that I want to do is I want to take my rigid brush, and I just want to push the actual chemical where the adhesive. I'm going forward just like this. And hopefully we will be able to take some of that adhesive off. I also like to take my tool and we can gently just scrape it forward just like this, and to see if any of the adhesive is coming off and the staining. And then I want to flip it around, and I want to do the same thing on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cotton ball back, and we're going to let the cotton ball soak on this side, and then I'm going to push it for a little bit and see if we can get some of that adhesive off. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, I just put the cotton ball back down. It still has the mixture of xylene and Bestine in it. And this is a good way to do the chemicals and to focus on a specific area. You're never going to get it where the chemicals don't spread if you're doing it this way. But you're going to see, I'm going to rinse out the chemicals, the xylene and the Bestine very shortly. So we're going to let that soak for a little bit. And again, the goal is to remove the adhesive and try to eliminate some of the staining that is on the book or the page. So I'll take my brush just like this and push it forward. okay? And I do see some adhesive coming off. Now I'll take my tool, just scrape it forward just like this. And I think we're doing a good job. Let's flip it around. Let's take a look at the other side and see how nice it comes up with the glass. So the staining, I can still see here. And although it's wet, it's very difficult to see if it is in fact gone until you clean the page. So I'll put the cotton ball soaked in xylene and Bestine. We'll let it sit there, and then we'll make the little dome again like this, boop. And we're gonna let this sit for another 3-4 minutes, and you do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do, 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 do. That's how you do it, okay? We'll do it back and forth a few times. We'll let the chemical penetrate, hopefully pulling up the stain in the process. We will remove the dome. We will take our cotton ball and put it down. And then I will go with the staining again. With the brush, rub it in nicely, pushing it out. And then let's flip it around and let's go for the other side as well. Okay, and it's a slow process. Slow and steady process wins the race. If you want to rush, you're in the wrong business. Oops, you see? I just dropped it. Mistakes happen. But again, it's not a bad mistake because things like that happen. Okay, we're gonna let that sit a little bit. I'll put my dome on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. And I'm gonna take the cotton balls off again, put it in to my Mason's jar. We're gonna close it up so the fumes stay inside. I don't wanna breathe that in. And then I'm gonna brush it again, just like this, slowly trying to remove the stain that is on this beautiful page from Wiz Comics. Now, Detective Comics. You might as well, you may be thinking I had a drink or something. And I have to say, I did not. Okay, so as I was saying, I have been laying off the sauce for the month of October. I like to do that once in a while, not even having any types of beer or anything like that. We're just laying low, trying to get ready for the holidays. There's Mr. Cuckoo. So what are we going to do next, Jerry the Jitterbug? I am going to get one of my grates just like this. And look, there is the page. Then what I want to do... Next, I want to do is I want to lift this up. Just like this, nice and gentle. And then we're going to put it on to the grate, just like this. Okay? Because I want to rinse this off with some water. I want to give it a nice bath to dry, try to get the chemical out. And as you can see, the staining did come out significantly, in my opinion. So I'm happy with the results. Let's just make sure this lifts up nicely, that it's free. Okay. Yes, that's perfect. And now I'm going to give it a nice water bath. from the top going down so we can remove some of the chemicals. Just like this, and let it dip and fall right into my tub, nicely going down. That's what we want to do. I want to give it a little more pressure, and then we can get rid of the xylene, hopefully, and we can get rid of the Bestine that was in there. Give it a nice soaking, just like this. I want to rinse out as much as possible. And in fact, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to remove the grate, and I'm going to soak this half of the wrap in the water for about 10 minutes, just like our normal first step when we do the deacidification, because I want to try to draw out some of the chemicals that we just put in it with the tape stain removal. But I'm doing this before we soak it, and the reason why I'm doing this before we soak it is because I want to try to flush out the chemicals, then soak it. I don't want to do it where we are soaking the paper in the aqueous bath, because then we're just going to draw out the chemicals that we put in, and it's going to be in the bath of the water. So by doing this, we try to remove as much as possible, okay? Then we do the soaking. And also with this soaking, when I use the chemicals, and I haven't done it often lately, we're going to use a little soap as well. I'm going to put a tiny drop of Palmolive into my water bath. Just a tiny drop. And the reason why I want to do that is I want to try to clean out the chemicals that we put in. Once you put the chemicals in, you have to take it out. And this is an essential part, guys, of doing any type of chemical work, in my opinion, using Bestine or using xylene combo, because if you do it dry and you don't flush it out after, it's going to stain, okay? It stains, and that is something that you don't want. So that's why I like to flush it out like this, and it will take out the tide marks that the chemical undoubtedly will leave when you are doing it without washing it out after. So let me cut the camera for now, and I'll be right back, because the next step, I'm going to dump this water, and then I'm going to get my water bath solution ready with the drop of Palmolive and warm water. We're going to soak this wrap in it for about 10 minutes, and then we'll go to the next step. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. I lied because I said that we were going to do a soaking after I sprayed it. I want to spray it again. And I put some soap, very little, in my pump sprayer. So we're going to give it a little soap and warm water spray just to get rid of more of the chemicals. So it's twofold. I'm doing this to get rid of the chemicals so it casts down, and it goes down into my vessel just like this, to try to remove the xylene and the Bestine. Very important to try to get rid of it, and to give a little pressure, a little extra pressure like this. That is fine. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the wrap out of the vessel, just like this. And then I'm going to dump out this water, okay? And then we're going to do the soaking, just to try to draw out the chemical a little bit more. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're back. Now I want to put the page back in, just like this. And I'm going to pour approximately a gallon of water with just a tiny bit of bacteria-free Palmolive, just to try to draw out the bestine and xylene combination. Now remember, guys, we're doing this to remove the xylene and the bestine combo. And all of this work that we're doing, people might be saying, geez, you're nuts, Jerry the Jitterbug, you're crazy. All of this just for a little tape stain? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I want to try to make this as best as possible. And that was a nasty stain, because if I did it and I leaf casted over it, you're still going to have a situation where that big stain would be present on the side that I did not do the leaf casting. So we're going to let this soak for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to take it out and I'm going to rinse it out with fresh water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the second step, or the third step, or the fourth step. I'm lost right now with all of the steps that we're doing. But we are going to go to the next step. How's that? That's probably a better way of saying it. We're going to go to the next step in relation to trying to remove that nasty tape stain. So this is an advanced tape stain removal upload, guys, and I'm going to try to do it all in one, okay? All in one upload. So hang loose. I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, guys, we're back. It's been about 10 minutes or so. I'm not doing a timer. I'm going off Mr. Cuckoo. And it's approximately 10 minutes. So what I want to do is I want to lift this and I want to take it out just like this. And it's okay if the soap remains in there, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I don't mind if the soap stays in there is because we're going to still do the de-acidification of this wrap, as well as the soaking 10 minutes of pure water and then going with the calcium carbonate. So I'm going to go jump and I'm going to dump this out. Then we're going to get right into the next step. So hang loose. Okay, guys, we are back. The water is dumped. And thank you for sticking by in relation to advanced stain removal. Does that sound cool? Advanced? I'm advanced doing this. My hat just hit the camera because I'm making sure that everything is adjusted appropriately. So what do we have? We still have the stain right here. I can see it right here. It's coming through with the wetness of the page. So what are we going to do, Jerry the Jitterbug? What is our goal of trying to get rid of this situation right here with that stain? Well, I'll tell you. We are going to use chloramine T compound, okay? Now, it's a mild bleach, okay? And it's frowned upon by many conservators in the community, but it's still used. And I am making a cost-benefit analysis with the chloramine T solution. What is that, Jerry? What is the cost-benefit analysis? Well, there was pretty nasty stuff to make that stain, okay? And guys, we're going to get really scientific right now. The stain is made through the adhesive that was penetrating for many years into the fibers of the book, the fibers of the page. We tried to remove it with xylene bestine combo. We did, hopefully, a little bit. We rinsed it out with warm water and some Palmolive soap. Now we're going to work on the stain with chloramine T. And I can see soaking the whole page. That's a no-no. I'm not going to do it. I am going to go back to the 80s like Scarface. Does anyone out there know who Scarface is? With Al Pacino, one of my favorite movies. And if you know what Scarface is, you know what I'm referring to by looking at this white powder. So I'm going to crunch it up just like this. We're going to get it ready. And I'm going to localize the chloramine T onto the stain dry so it dissolves in the area that I'm trying to target. And I'll show you what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. So right here we have the chloramine T. I'm going to take a little in my spoon. Okay, thank you, Mike Night Target, telling me Spoon Man was a street performer. That's the Soundgarden song. So we're going to put a little chloramine T, just like that, on the stain. And I'm sure people who are watching this in the comic book conservation community may be going, oh my God, what is Jerry the Jitterbug doing? Well, I think it's worth doing it for this stain, and I think it's going to have positive results in removing the stain. I ate nuts, guys. I need some water. So that's why my voice sounds a little bit off and I don't have any water. So we're putting the chloramine T just like this. This is where the stain is. Okay. Now, are we going to do anything else? Are we going to do anything else, Jerry the Jitterbug? Yeah, we are. I'm not going to snort this. That wouldn't be healthy. We're going to get a little crazy with this. And I'll show you what we're going to do is I am going to use a blue LED light in combination with the chloramine T. What? That's novel. I haven't seen anyone do that. Well, I'm going to do it right now, so hang loose. Let me get it set up. Okay, guys, we're back. I don't have a fancy blue LED chamber with tin foil and all that stuff. It's cool. Maybe one day I'll make one. But what do we got here? Look at this. Home Depot special, a work light made in China that makes it really good. Good for my purposes. I'm going to put the blue LED bulb in it, just like this, right? If you want to buy this blue LED bulb, I have a link in the description. Right on, man. I make a couple pennies. But it all helps, right? With the good content I hope I provide. If you want to buy my mini spatula, that link is also in the description. Not comments, Jerry. The description. You want to buy my bone, that's in it as well. So we have it set up with the chloramine T, and I have my blue LED light, just like this. So let me see, is the camera picking it up? Let's get a little bit bigger so we can look at this like gentlemen. like someone who knows what they're doing. Let's make this nice and tight. I have all cuts all over my hands because I had to change light bulbs in my pickup truck, my headlights today, and I'm one of those people that really get in there, and I'm not concerned about issues with cutting my hand when I do it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna raise up. Let's see if this is too much. Maybe a little too much. Let's go down. Let's go halfway. Hey, there's Mr. Cool. I'm sure everyone is very excited watching this. We're gonna put a half size of the plastic container that I was gonna use. And I think what I wanna do is I wanna get a little closer, just like this, okay? Look at this, guys. This is an amazing blue LED setup, don't you think? Very advanced, very high tech. But guess what? This is really all you need, guys. And in conjunction with the chloramine T and the blue LED light, I think we're gonna do well. I think we're gonna be able to get the stain removed. So how long are we going to do this, Jerry? I know when people do blue LED light treatments, they like to do it for 2 hours at a time. I see sometimes 3 hours, give or take, but we're gonna do it for an hour, okay? I'm gonna put this blue LED light on just like this, and it's not going on. What's going on? Is it plugged in? Did I unplug it by accident? Let's take a look. For some reason, it's not working. Interesting. Ah, it wasn't tight enough. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna let this soak in the chloramine T. And you see how this is localized, guys? We're not putting in all of the bad stuff into the whole wrap. We're just localizing it to this area. And based on that localization of the chloramine T, I think we're pretty good with it. I'm okay with it, okay? With the cost-benefit analysis. Now we're gonna hit it with the blue LED, and then for an hour or so, and then I'll be back, and then we'll rinse it off, we'll press it, and then hopefully it came out, and we'll see. All in one upload, guys, so stay tuned. Let's put it on. Let's see how the blue LED light looks on the camera. Does it look funky? Yeah, it's going. It's looking good. I think we're in good shape right there. Okay, we're gonna leave it. I'll see you soon.